know how to trade a head and shoulders pattern? If not, stay tuned because I'm going to show you how not only to trade one, but how to trade one and profit. I'm also going to show you what not to do in the middle of a trade. And along the way, we are going to sing, we are going to cheer these little candlesticks on, and we're going to have a couple meltdowns along the way. So come on, so I can show you how to make money off of head and shoulder patterns too. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? It is September 25th, about 10 a.m. So we just got a new 30-minute candle. And I wanted to show you this because this is literally how simple your trading can be if you can recognize certain stuff. So here I have an a head and shoulders, and it's one of the trading patterns that traders trade. I mean, it's just the pattern that you see in the market. And so I have here, let me move these off. I have one neckline here. So here's a left shoulder ahead, a couple right shoulders, or it could be a left shoulder ahead, a right shoulder, a right shoulder. So I have neckline 1 and 2. So when you're watching this, go in the comments and tell me which one you feel is the correct one. Neckline 1 or neckline 2. But we came down to this area. All I did was just mark the low of that area. But that is pretty much where I had expected a little bounce. Seems like a different number than what I have. So we'll see. I had 461. So I had 461 on my other chart. It's showing at around 461. Interesting. Oh, hold on. I have extended. Oh, yeah, I have extended on here. Hmm. Not sure why it looks different. But so a head and shoulders pretty much looks like mm-mm-mm. Find my right tool. It's a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, down, oops, double bottom, back up. That is pretty much the movement of most head and shoulders. That move right there. So that is the move I am looking for price to go back up and one potentially test this breakout. So that could be where we're headed, right up here to this line. And the way it's moving up, I already know it's going to come back at some point. So I don't think we're running off into the sunset. I do think we're going to come back. So see if we can continue to push up because we've got 18 minutes on this 30-minute candle. So definitely looking forward to it to keep pushing up. Now, I want to kind of show you the difference of what this looks like on a this is a 30-minute time frame, which is a nice time frame to trade because I have extended, you have a lot of extra candles here from overnight. If I turn this off, you can still see the head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. It doesn't look as nice and pretty. You can even see my lines here don't look as nice and pretty. And honestly, extended on, extended off is a personal preference. It really, there is no right or wrong way. Obviously, I'm on the micro NASDAQ, so this is the QQQ. So obviously, if you are going to trade pre-market, you have to have on extended hours. There's no other way to see the pre-market. But once the market comes on, you can choose to turn them off or leave them on. I typically like them off, but I saw this beautiful head and shoulders and wanted to leave them on so I can point out what it looks like and be able to share that with you guys. So we are struggling. I'm going to kind of zoom in now since we know what we're looking at. And this was our 9:30 open. So it's right up here by the open. It's kind of struggling a bit. We could see it's pulling back. So it's a little bit of a struggle here. And like I said, I'm looking for it to potentially get back up here. It may have to, pull back a little bit before it can go up higher to get up there. But I'm definitely looking for a more of a push up. Now we're on the 30 minutes. I'm going to drop to the 5. And that is just so it's kind of hard to sit there and watch 30-minute candle. Um, so the 5 is probably a little bit more appropriate for what we're looking at. Plus, you can see the struggle here that we have a doji candle so far. There's 21 seconds remaining. So, and I am in paper trading. So I have two, I'm going to put on 6 micro contracts. MNQ, they're $2 per contract. So basically, it would be a 12 point move per quarter point. So if you haven't traded um, futures, they have different monetary values depending on what you're trading. So we're still pushing up. So even though it struggled, we're still going up. Like I said, I think this is kind of where we're going. Um, we'll see, because that's technically the breakout. That's our neckline. Now, I'm looking for a pullback though. Um, so one of the things I want you to understand, you have to kind of plan your trades. And because I came into this one late as far as recording, I did not want to jump in. So that's what's not to do. So when you miss your trade, one of the things you want to do is sit and wait for another entry. Now I'm going to show you what not to do, and this may work out. So I'm just going to buy right here. I have to set my stop loss, which actually goes all the way down here. And then my take profit is here, somewhere a little bit above that line, below that line. So why does my stop go way down there? Because that's where my swing is. And we have to give our price room to breathe. I was trying to think of how to say it. It needs to be room to breathe. You can't like choke your trade out. So you have to give it room to breathe, and sometimes you will get large price swings. And so you kind of got to give it room to breathe. Now, real life, once again, this is paper. You can see the little dot because I don't want y'all to think I'm doing this real life with my money, because this is what not to do, is jump into a trade in the middle. Could it potentially work out? So far, it's working out. If I knew I did this and should not have jumped in there, I can take the, well, now 30 something dollars and run, or I can see if the trade's going to play out. Real life, one, I would not have taken this trade. Two, I don't want to see if this plays out, because if I'm only looking to make 858, I'm definitely not willing to take a $2,000 loss, which is where my stop should be. Um, Having my stop here, say under that candle, so I can lose 300 in order to make 8. I still don't like those odds at all. And because it's so close, that would be considered like choking my trade out. When you have your stop loss really, really close. So if one of the things you're doing is getting stopped out of your trade a lot, one or two things, you may be in consolidation, or the second one is you do not have your stop loss in the right place. you're basically choking your trade out by it being too close. So, like I said, this is where someone would put it that just jumped into the trade and didn't have a plan. I told you guys I was waiting for a pullback before I got in, but I wanted to show you what not to do. So if you're taking a trade when you shouldn't, you need to take the profit when you get it, because now I was up 100 and something. Now I'm down 100 and something. So that move was definitely what not to do. So I'm gonna see it through. I'm either about to lose. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna put my stop back down at 2,000 because those odds, it doesn't make sense. But I'll have to take a $300 loss if it reverses on me, or hopefully I can make the 858. So one of the other things I would want you to understand and do is when you take these trades, you need to let that sit. Do not mess with your stop loss. Now you can move your take profit if it's a candle just raging out of control and it's going in your direction. I mean, you can move that stop loss out and your take profit out. I would also move my stop loss up, but for the most part, if this takes, let's just say, an hour, I don't think it's going to take that long, but let's say it takes an hour to get from where we are at 24,605 to 24,672. Let's just say it takes an hour. You made $800 in an hour, almost nine. Leave it alone. Just walk away, leave it alone. And honestly, if this was a real trade, I would already walked away. I would have set I'm either going to lose 300 or I'm going to make 800. And I'm going to walk away and just let price do what it does. Why am I going to walk away? Cuz the longer you sit here and watch these candles go back and forth, the more likely you are to do something you're not supposed to do, which is either take profit and miss out on the 800, or you're moving your stop loss up and choking your trade out, so you've gotten stopped out 3 or 4 times and probably lost more than the $300. So I would say for me and how I like to trade, set it and forget it. If this is where you are, set it and forget it. Now my set it and forget it would have came a whole lot sooner than this. I wouldn't be setting and forgetting nothing right here where we are right now. I would be watching because, like I said, this was a trade that technically you should not have taken because that was not my entry. But for the sake of this video, I am going to commit to setting and forgetting and just letting this play out. What I'm praying for is for this to keep going. And we make it up there to the 858. Now, in real life, prayers does not help you in the stock market. So do not rely on that as a trading strategy. Just for this example, am I praying that I can make it up there? But just because it does, in the event that it does, just because it does, still doesn't mean that you should have taken that trade right there. Still doesn't mean that it will work out every single time you take a trade where you're not supposed to. So, the better thing to do always is honestly go ahead and wait for another entry. If you missed it, be okay with the fact that you missed it and wait for the other entry. Because I ain't gonna lie, I would have definitely taken my money by now. Because I'm not supposed to be here, I would have definitely taken it, but we gonna see it out. My little trigger finger is really like, take the money, take the money. I mean, it's paper money, but I'm really feeling like, just take it, just take it. So we're gonna see how this goes here. So far, not doing too bad, but we have lost a lot of volatility. It's slowed down. It's 10:30 roughly, well 10:23 in the morning. Volatility has slowed down. We can see the candles, they're moving, they're just moving a lot slower than this move down versus say these three candles back up, moving a whole lot slower. And this is where people get impatient. We have a minute 24 left on this candle. See if we can get up to around 6:33 ish. And then if we get there, hopefully we can make it all the way up to 672. It just may be a slow ride. And for any of my videos, you can always go in the comments, make a comment, ask a question um, about anything you saw in the video. One of the things I really like to point out is how clean my charts are. Clean charts make it so easy to trade. It makes it very easy to see things. Makes it easy to spot. If I had a bunch of stuff on this chart, I probably could not have spotted the head and shoulders because there would have been so many indicators, trend lines, and support resistance, and this and that I couldn't even see it. So, one of the things I always like to tell people is make sure you try to keep your chart as clean as possible. Um, the fewer things on your chart, the less decisions you have to make. So for everything that's on your chart, you have to make a decision about it. So if I have 10 things and I'm trying to trade on this 5 minute time frame, I have to process 10 different things on this chart and make a decision to enter or exit a trade based on those 10 items. So the cleaner your charts, the easier it is to make a decision. And if you're on lower time frames like 5 minute, 3 minute, 1 minute, 30 second, whatever it is you trade on these lower time frames, you will also get what's called decision fatigue. So when you get decision fatigue, it's because mainly you've had to make a decision about 10 different things on your chart. And if you're on the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, heaven forbid, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, you're tired. And so it's harder to make good decisions when you're tired. So this is why I like clean charts. Um, makes it really easy to see things. Like I said, though, I'm still looking for a pullback. Um, Another thing I've talked about in other videos is making sure you understand your assignment, not anybody else's, but yours. If you're a scalper, scalpers stay in trades minutes for the most part. They don't stay in hours, weeks, days. They stay in minutes. So if I was a scalper, so I need to know this beforehand, I would probably have taken my money right now, and I probably would have went a little bit heavier or added to this. Um, I could have already made the $858 if I had added a couple more contracts. I could have gotten there and taken the money, especially as a scalper by now. But I am trying to day trade. And what day trade really is you buy and sell in the same day. That buy and sell in the same day may be multiple days, but you're buying and selling in the same day. Um, so that's what day trading is. Now, it doesn't mean that this trade I'm trying to hold all day, but my thought process, if this is where I am trying to trade, is am I trying to scalp? Am I trying to day trade? Am I trying to swing trade? What is the objective of this particular trade? That's what we want to know. Is what's the objective of this trade? And like I said, let's go back to the 30 minute and kind of look and see what that looks like. We have a minute and 46 seconds. So that's another reason for the back and forth here. We're almost at the end of a 30-minute candle. And so we're getting a little pullback here. Now I'm still on the hook for 318 if we pull back that far. I'll go back down to the 5 once this candle closes and a new one opens. Because I'm still expecting it to go up, but it could pull back. And on this time frame, where I'm looking at where I have my stop, I could get stopped out when that next candle opens. But we'll see. Committed. You can't be scared. Scared money don't make money. So I'm committed to losing the 318 or making 858. And I'm so happy you're seeing this real time because a lot of times on the lower time frames, people get scared out of price movement. Price moves up and down. It does not go in a straight line, as you can see. Price was moving up this way, and price was moving down. So price goes up and down. That's what it does. It goes up and down in a direction, whether that direction is up or down. But the movements are back and forth while it's moving in that direction. So you cannot let a little bit of price action scare you out of all your trades. This is why I say you can't choke your trade out. You got to give your trade room to breathe. All right, we got our next candle. Trying to see what we're going to do. They're thinking, they're thinking. All righty. And this is why I say set it and forget it because all this little price movement right here, sitting through it, is so not fun. And it will definitely cause you to, once again, do something you're not supposed to do because price is doing what price does. All volatility has left the building. So if you're in an option contract right now, let me see. I am going to go to Robinhood and see if maybe I can do a. It won't let me do it on MNQ. I was just going to do a paper trade on here. But I'm not able to do it on MNQ. If you have Robinhood, this is one of the things I actually really like about one of their updates is that you can go in and put on a paper trade and follow it over time to see how it would have fared out. So, because I'm telling you, all the volatility has been sucked out of the market. If you're in an option contract, you can be on the right side of the trade and um, still potentially lose on your trade on the option contract because option contracts need volatility. It needs that burst of energy movement. So, although I may have been on the right side of the trade because the movements were so small and there was no volatility, there was nothing really pushing price. Um, I could end up in the red even though I was on the right side of the trade. And there's several things. It's implied volatility, it's the delta, it's the theta. There are more things working against you on an option contract than over here in futures. Futures, the price is the price. So it can consolidate all at once. It doesn't affect your contracts over here. So this is the reason we're on these low volume days. I would definitely prefer to trade um futures is because I don't have to worry about that. If I'm on the right side, I'm on the right side. On the option side, I can be on the right side and still lose. So I would definitely prefer to trade futures versus options when volatility is low. Now, I do not trade spreads, but you can also trade spreads. They have certain like debit credit spreads that you can trade when volatility is low that you can profit from. So you don't have to trade naked options, calls, and puts. There are certain spreads that you can actually trade that you'll benefit. But you guys will have to research that because I don't do spreads. You don't need to know everything in the market to make money. You just need to know one or two tricks that work for you that you can profit from. It's all you need to know. You don't need to know every chart pattern. You don't need 25 indicators. You need to understand price action and location. Price action, where it is now, where it's been, and location, where it's happening on the chart and especially on the higher time frame. The lower time frame, especially if you're on the 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, those give you an illusion that moves are sometimes bigger than what they really are. So you want to be careful with having the being on the lower time frames. Now I'm gonna drop down. I've let like almost 10 minutes go by on this candle. I want to see what's happening on the lower time frame. And I'm getting a little pullback here, is what I'm seeing. I mean, I could see that, but getting a little pullback, little hesitation. I think I gave you guys like 462, 463. Did we hit that kind of? Sorry, I'm saying 462, 640, 643. I think I gave you. That's what I meant to say. And we got the high of this candle is 641. So we got close and we're getting a little pullback. But like I said, my entry, that wasn't even the right entry. So remember that for this example, I jumped in where I should not have jumped in. My stop is not even where my stop should be. It should be down about $2,000. I said I wasn't going to commit to that, but I will commit to the 318. Um and I'm trying to hold out to see if I can get to the 858. Now, if you don't want to hold out, you take the 183 and you go. You don't have to sit here and wait. Um, but every time you cut your trades short, it makes it harder when you take your losing trades. So if I'm taking 5 trades and I'm willing to lose 318 to make 858, if I lose 3 of my trades, I still profit off the 858. I hope that makes sense. I still profit. Why do I still profit? Because even though I lost 900, I made approximately 1700 So I still come out good and green, even though I lost three of the five trades. So you can't choke your trades out or cut them short because it kind of messes with that ratio. All right, consolidation it is. That's basically what we're in right now, consolidation. All right, looks like we're trying to move up. It's a trying. Ooh, this is the hard part, the waiting. If nothing else, I hope this proves to you why you want to set it and forget it. Because my trigger finger is saying, take the 267. Don't sit here. That's what my trigger finger is telling me. If we want to go down even to the 1 minute, you can just see since around 10:21 a.m., it is now 10:41. We've been right here. We've just been right here. This is where you lose money if you're trying to trade this back and forth, back and forth. You just lose money. So we have to wait. So all we can do is sit and wait. Now it should continue up. What it should do and what it does is a whole different story, but it should continue up. Remember, this is all probabilities. The probability, let me say it correctly instead of it should go up. The probability of this going higher is on my side. Let me put it that way. And honestly, you need to think that way. What is the probability of this going higher or lower? Really, the probability is high that it's going to go up. Now, once again, I could be wrong. None of us know. You have to be okay with being wrong in the market because the market gonna do what the market gonna do. So you've got to be okay with being incorrect in the market. Okay, we're breaking out, going up, and not take it personally. The market don't know you. Don't take it personally. It moves as it moves. It moves as people buy. The only way these things move is because somebody bought and someone sold. So what you're watching, honestly, in essence, is psychology, human psychology acting out. Basically, with these candlesticks, is what you're watching. Human psychology acting out. Um, what people think. People are thinking the price is going to go up. That's what they're thinking. So if it's kind of like the herd mentality. If something happens and everybody start running, Are you going to stand there and be like, what's going on? Or are you going to run as well? That's just kind of human mentality, herd mentality. So these candlesticks are moving up. People's like, okay, we're going up. I'm ready. Let's go. They're jumping on board and they're going up with the candles. So, like I said, we're going to see if we make it. By the time this video is over, I'm going to have to go out and get some fresh air because this is stressful watching this. It is stressful. Like I said, the probability of it making it up there is pretty good. Now I will say if it gets close, and it looked like it might not make it, like it wants to pull a U-turn, I may take my profits up there. So say if I take profits at 800, I can kill the trade there. Um, what I wouldn't do is do it back here. I would want it to make it on up there. So let's see what the 30 minute is looking like. 30 minutes still a struggle. The body of the candle's 15 points. It's struggling. Once again, know what you're doing. If you're a scalper, you can take the money and go and be done. Or if you're committed to the 858 and you're pretty sure it's going to make it up there, or you have the probabilities of price action on your side going up there, then you wait for the 858. But to me, this is the hardest thing to do is actually sit and watch um, price action like this. So if you're struggling, the set it and forget it method is a really good method. You don't have to watch price action. Come back in an hour or so and see what happened. Ew, this candle is not looking good. So we have flipped from a green candle to a red candle. Back to a green candle. We have 12 minutes left on this 30-minute candle. I'm going to go back to the 5 minute. We are still right here. So from 10:20, we've been sitting right here. We haven't moved out of this area yet. Let's go. Come on, 858. Once again, I do want to remind you this was a what not to do trade. You were not supposed to take this trade where it was. Um, and I'm actually still waiting for the pullback to get into um the trade, and you guys probably won't see this, so you can come back at a later date or time and look and see what actually happened. But I would definitely be looking for a pullback to come get back in. So I have another question. You guys can comment for me. Um, so we have a couple of questions that we had while we're waiting. I'm gonna go back up to the 30 minute, because this is where we started and where I said this is our head and shoulders. This is kind of the pattern I told you I was looking for. And this is where I said I kind of thought we were headed. So the first question was neckline one, neckline two. Which one do you think is the correct one, or is there a correct one? That's one question I would love to hear you answer, see you answer in the comments. And the second one is, I just forgot the second question. Well, let's answer that. When I remember the second one, I'll let you know. We're getting there. Oh, I remember the second one now. Now that we're up 540 points, would you leave your stop loss here or move it into profit some? Because if you set it and forget it, you wouldn't be watching this anyway. You would not see this. So would you leave it where it is, or would you move it somewhere, I don't know, here maybe? Because we just dropped 200 points just that quick. Still a lot of consolidation. Lots of consolidation. This is one little candle. Well, it's 30 points. 30 points in not even 5 minutes. We pulled back. I don't know. This is why the whole set it and forget it works. This is painful. I don't know if I want to watch all this in real life. Because I'm going to drop to the 1 minute and look at all this. It's just running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Consolidation. Since 10:20, so about 40 minutes of consolidation. And if you saw any of my other videos that I've made around this time, I talk about how these candles, especially on the 1 minute, typically they're moving very fast. So this is moving relatively slow for 1 minute candles. And that's another reason I know that we do not have a lot of volatility. So whenever you're in consolidation, volatility is low. It just is. So that's another reason I know that we are um, in consolidation. Volatility is low. Volatility expands when price is trending up or down. So right now we have price going sideways. So as you can even see on the 1 minute, it's moving slow. Now let me see if there's anything on the calendar today. Today is Thursday. Everything is done. Tomorrow we have 8:30 core PCE and revised consumer sentiment. So those can move us a little bit up, down, whichever way. But yeah, this whole consolidation thing is just so not fun. They're looking for us to make it up there. It's trying. Now this is the 1 minute, and this is how slow it's moving. It's like watching paint dry. So what's typically happening in consolidation, they are building their orders to go up or down. Um, so we just have to wait. And this is where, like I said, most people lose money is in consolidation because they're like, oh, we're going up, we're going down. Oh no, we're going up. If you're trying to follow this, I'm on the 1 minute as a reminder. If you're trying to follow this is a good place to lose your money right here. Consolidation. Because if I'm go back to the 5 minute, we still haven't done much of anything on the 5 minute. It's just sitting there. So price is not moving a whole lot. This is the 1 minute. And what I'm just excited about is we may hit our $858 goal. I told you I was pretty confident we would, but you know, this crazy consolidation is almost like, nope, we're gonna get close, but we're not gonna make it. Go back up here to 5 minute. That's killing me too. So yeah, 10:20, and now it's 10:55, almost 11 o'clock. Just go on and push up there. You can do it. You can do it. Watching paint dry. Go back to the 1 minute. And I'm only literally going back down here. So once again, you can see how slow these candles are moving. Now they're not going anywhere. This range so far is roughly, I mean, it's 40 points. So on the future side is not a bad range. it's still, in my opinion, not wide enough to trade with confidence. I would not be. I mean, this is definitely a scalp, and me personally would not be trying to scalp this. Let's see what the 30 minutes looking like. It looks like we're still on the struggle bus. We have a minute and 4 seconds left here on this 30-minute candle. Let's see what we get. Because don't forget, I'm looking for a pullback for where I'm supposed to really get in. So, in light of that, I don't know if we're gonna make it. We'll see. As you can see, my tone has changed. I don't know if we're gonna make it. It's because we're watching this price action. This is why we want to set it and forget it. It might not make it. I'm the probability of it making it is high, but it might not. Just because I'm saying the probability is high, it might not make it. So, how would you feel if we were up like 500, almost $600, and then you end up losing 318? How would that make you feel when you knew basically, if nothing else, you could have secured four or $500? So, that's something else you have to think about. This is why we do not want to watch, because, ooh, this is tough. Tough, tough, tough. So we got our new candle come in on the 30 minute. It's going to open that up so we can kind of see. I don't know. That kind of looked like it wants to push down a little bit. Feel like my mind is playing tricks. I'm just waiting. I think we going down, down, baby. Yo, street in a Range Rover. Boom, boom. Think we might go down. We did not make it. At least not yet. I mean, we're still not out the woods. We're going down, down, baby, yo street in a Range Rover, boom, boom. Yep, this is probably the pullback I was waiting for, potentially happening. So we are 5 minutes into our 30-minute candle. I am going to drop back to the 5 minute to see what this looks like. It looks like we're going down. It's kind of what it looks like. Um, Now this goes down 450 for 450 ish, maybe. And I mean, you guys are getting all the gems in this video. Even though we have um, a line, so this is going to be support um, for this particular line. So because price is above, that will be support. Anything above will be resistance. What I'm going to say is just because I have this line here at 385 doesn't mean price can't break through and go through it. So your support honestly is a zone. I mean, I'm making this up as far as what the zone looks like. It's a zone. So it could come a little bit short, it can wick through. So for 385 is just a level. I still want to have that up there. It's just a level to say, I am looking for price to react at this level. I'm looking for it to consolidate. I'm looking for it to pause. I am looking for something to happen at this level. And because it's support, I'm looking for price to potentially be supported at this level. Um, I am looking for a reaction. So it may come down here and we may reverse, but it's usually a zone or a range. It's not always right on the line. It's easier to put the line there and say, this is support, but it's really a range. It's it around that particular line. And so that's something I want to make sure I say to you because sometimes people miss that. Like, yeah, it actually really is a range. It's not that line. So that's another little tidbit. If you're like, dang, I had it on there and it went to have 385 and it went to 470, that's still within the range. I'm still going to consider that you had your stuff correct. It was correct the way that you had it. So just because it overshot a little bit, um, it's okay. So don't get too caught up in the exact number roundabout. You know, nothing is perfect, not even the stock market. The only thing that's perfect is where price has traded. And so we know where it's been. So that's the absolute truth. That's the fact. But as far as being perfect, it's not. So yeah, we may get knocked out. Mama said knock you out. So if you heard me talk about my ultimate trading course, I have like all these songs. So literally as I'm trading, I have these songs in my head of kind of what's happening in the charts. And so they kind of keep my brain in tune with what's actually happening. So right now, basically, I might get knocked out. So what I'm saying, Mama may knock you out. That's because I may get my stop hit right here. But I had already, before this trade even started, told you number one, this is what not to do. Number two was to make sure you know what type of trade it was. I was basically looking for, I'm going to lose 318 or make 858. If I was scalping, I would have taken my profits other places. So you have to be really clear on what it is you're trying to do. But I told you, if you go back to the very beginning, I was like, this is where I should not enter because I'm really looking for a pullback because I missed my entry. I told you guys that at the very beginning. And technically, I should have waited, is what should have happened. I should have waited. But it's a good lesson, a very good lesson in what not to do. Um, this won't be the first or the last time. Like, and one of the things I want to make sure you understand, you are a human, you make mistakes. Our feelings and emotions are all in this. And even though they say trade without emotions, you're human. How do you not have any emotions? And that's why I think it's really good to just kind of walk away, set it and forget it, because to sit here and watch all that happen and then you end up losing 318, I almost feel and it's more psychologically damaging than if I walked away and just came back and saw the 318 gone. Because now I saw I was up almost $600, and then now I'm out of this $318. Psychologically, that's a little tough to have watched it happen. If I just come back and it's done, it's like, oh, okay, well, better luck next time, we try again. So yeah, be careful with sitting and watching on these lower time frames. Very good to watch price action, you learn stuff. So there's definitely nothing wrong with watching price action, but I think psychologically it damages you to sit and watch your trade go in your direction and then you end up taking a losing trade when you watch it versus just let it happen. And it's almost like it's torture because it's like, dang, I should have just took the 500 and I'd be fine. But what if it does go back up there and you hit the 858 and you're like, oh, wow, like it's trying to run back up there and do a little bit right now. So what if it does go back up there and it tries to hit that? Well, we're back in the green. That looks good. That song, My Mind is Playing Tricks on You. Yeah. Because it was looking pretty bleak there for a minute. But we held the course. We said we're going to sit right here and lose 318 or make 858. Let's see. It was looking bleak. At least we're back green. Might need a cocktail after watching this trade. It's a whole lot. We're coming up on an hour. And I think if you go back in the video, I did say, let's say if this takes about an hour, it's coming up. Well, we might actually be over an hour, because I'm just counting from here. This 820 candles when we started to consolidate. But yeah, still not a bad job though. We make it up there, the 858 in an hour, and we had to sit through all that. That was, watching it is painful, but if it makes it there, what's even better is if you set it and forget it and went and did something else and came back to it and it was like, oh, you went and had breakfast or you went and had a cup of coffee and sat outside or did something else, and it's like, cool, I was off doing something completely different, not watching this madness, and made $858. That's the ultimate, to be able to do it that way. So maybe we can get above now. Come on, you can do it, you can do it. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it. Let me know. Let me know. We're about to tear this thing up. Let's go. Doo doo, doo doo, doo doo. I. Come on, y'all. Let's go. We got a little Momo, a little pep in our step. But to get up here now, want to get scared. Don't get scared now. You can do it. You can do it. Don't get scared. Get on up there. Sometimes these candles need a little encouragement. This is what happens when you watch candles too long. Come on, you can do it. Get up there. You've come too far to turn back now. Let's go. Let's go. Just a little bit further. It doesn't like this level. If it breaks it though, it's going to like really kind of shoot through it if it can break this level. It doesn't like this resistance level right here. It did all that act big bad wolf and then got up here was like, I don't know. This level scares me. Come on, you can do it. Push on through. Nothing to be afraid of. Come on. Nice big candle push up. Gonna wick up there. You can do it. It's not that hard. There's nothing to be afraid of, little candle. Nothing but blue skies up there. Push through. You can do it. Well, it is on the struggle bus with this level. I know this a long video, y'all, but these candles are they're having a hard time. Like I said, if it can break through, it'll probably be a nice, even if it wicks, it'll be a nice forceful breakthrough, and then it may come back down. But it on the struggle bus. Double Dutch bus going down the street, moving pretty fast, so won't you shuffle your feet? Come on, get on the bus, pay your fare. Come on, little candle. Don't be scared. You can do it. I promise it's not scary up there. Go on and push. There are some bears not wanting these bulls to push up. They are fighting it out at this level. Let's go to the 1 minute. They fighting it out at this level. Those bears are like, not on my watch. They are not letting the bulls push up. They are holding the line for sure. So you have options. You can stick to your 318 or you can move that into profit. I don't know. Those bears are holding the line. Where are our just trying to find them. They sitting right there. They are sitting right there. They not trying to let the bulls through. It's a line of them. They holding it. And if the bulls want to get through, they gonna have to really get a running start and say, we about sick of y'all and we coming up there. I don't care what y'all say. We coming. You can't hold us much longer. If we break below, I don't know, y'all. This might be a wrap. As you can tell, like I said, watching this, it's like, yay, boo. My goodness. And we're on the 1 minute. They trying. They haven't quite given up, but those bears are pushing back hard. They're like, you are not coming up here. Nope, you are not. The bulls are retreating. No more fight left. Come on, y'all. We've been right here for an hour. This is consolidation. When you hear me always talking about consolidation, here we are. Let's look at our 30 minutes. Lots of price movement. This candle, the entire candle is 71 points tip to tip. So a lot of price movement. But this level up here, I need you up a little bear. About 656. So far, the bulls cannot break through. And our candle has flipped from green back to red. And it doesn't mean that it can't flip back up again, but yeah, this is not looking all that great right now. Go back over here to the 5 minute. Kind of feel like the bulls are gonna try to pull back again and push their way through. It is now 11:23 ish. Um, it's basically around lunchtime. I don't even know if that really means anything anymore, but it's around lunchtime. And it's getting to the point where we may just sit here in this consolidation for a little bit. So we shall see. But it is this is tough. Love to hear lessons learned from watching this video. Jeez. I love doing live trading videos. Obviously there's you can make examples when you're doing replay, but the live trading videos, you kind of can't fake the funk. You either know or you don't. And so it's one of the reasons I like doing live trading videos is because it showcases either you know what you're doing or you don't. So hopefully this proves I know a little bit about a little bit. Yep, they are sitting right there. They may come back to about where we are now to maybe that 583-ish. See if we can. Are they going to try again or not? I think we're going to go back up there. I don't know if we're going to make it, but I think we may go back up there. Yeah, emotional roller coaster this is. Getting close. Ooh. think they're trying to go back up, but we'll see. Like I said, I was looking for a pullback. I mean, that wasn't the level that was us talking about support, but it was about 470, 470-ish, somewhere along there. So let's see what we can do. Third time's a charm. If it can get back up there, well, let's see if we can actually break through this time. They are trying. Here we go again. Now we may make it this time. You can do it. You can do it. Let's go. Now let's look at the 30-minute candle. It's trying. All right, go fight the bears. Let's go. You can do it. Go fight them. You're not scared. I know they're right there, but they're not that scary, bulls. I think you can do it. Let's go. Don't turn on me now. You got this. I told you if it breaks, I'm looking for like a nice hard break for it to really push through. Maybe a huge wick candle. But I just want this $800. This has been a lot mentally, emotionally. I'm hungry. And Price, these bulls keep acting like they scared of these little bears. I need to show them. You need to show them what you're working with. Don't be scared. You got this. Not be scared of a few little bears. They ain't nobody. Get on up there. There we go. I finally broke that level. It's gonna pull back some. I'd probably get a little pullback here because the bears are like, what? Like y'all bucking up against me? We gonna push y'all back a little bit. And so now we gotta see if the bulls are gonna be like, nope, yeah, we pushed you out the way and we coming back. You may have pushed us a little bit, but we will be back. We'll be back. We will be back. They're just getting their thoughts together, trying to figure out what they're gonna do. Are we about to jump these bears or what? Because they are getting on our nerves. They're trying to make that decision. They gonna go back up there and jump them or what? They gonna try again? Come on, bulls, you can do it. Gotta encourage them a little bit. I don't know why they acting scared of these bears. Them bears ain't nobody. Get on up there. I just want this 858 so we can be done. Come on. You can do it. You've already broke past that little line of bears. You can make it just a little bit more. You're almost there. We just need a wick. Let's see what the 5 minute is looking like. 5 minutes says they're trying. They're still holding this level. They've broken through with that wick, but they're still holding this level. The bulls have not really showed their bucking power at this point. They're still acting like they scared these little bears. There we go. Keep going. Almost there. Just a little bit more and you got it. A little bit more. There we go. We made it, guys. Whew, that was a lot of work. But it took us an hour. Like I said, it was 10:20, and technically I'm gonna call it on this candle, which was 11:35, so about an hour and a half. And like I said, it may have been a little bit longer because I think we started before that. So but hour and a half to make 858. Lesson of the day. One, we took the trade in a spot we wasn't. Even though it worked out, it doesn't mean that's what we should have done. Two, watching all of this price action makes you anxious, gives you a headache, and makes you sing crazy songs to occupy yourself to not do anything crazy. I pretty much was keeping my finger off of the mouse because I really wanted to take profits so many other times. But you have to be able to see your trades through and let your trades run. So we wanted to do just that. Now, whatever these bears and bulls do after this is their business. For me, and this is what I would do in real life, I am done now. I want to go do something else more fun now that I've stressed out over these candles and consolidation for an hour and a half, along with you guys. Um, and take the 858 and go. This could run all the way back up to all time highs right now, and I wouldn't care. So that is the point you have to be with your trading. If you're trading that type of risk reward ratio, now I would want mine a little bit better than 300 to 858, but you guys get what I'm saying here. And then walk away. And so you could potentially, now I had six mini contracts. Obviously, if I was on the NQ and had one, it would have been more money than that, probably been like $1,200. I don't remember what the I'd have to go back and look. Well, let me see. I can turn it on. Hold on one second because it will tell us. All right. All right. So this is now this is roundabout. So we entered at 24,650. So I'm gonna just put a line here. So that's where we bought. And where we sold was here at 672. So all I did was turn on executions is what I did. Now I'm expecting this to probably push back here a little bit more in the next about 690-ish, and I'm looking for a little pullback. So we just hit that. So remember, it's a range, an area, not that exact number, but I'm looking for something to happen right here, maybe a little pullback. So let's see what. So from here to here was 71 points. On NQ, 71 points is $20 a move. So on NQ, that would have been $1,400. Over here it was 800. I had six contracts. So money's a little different on NQ. What I like about MNQ versus NQ is I can control. I could have scaled into 10 contracts. So 10 contracts on MNQ is one contract on NQ. I could have scaled into 12. I could have scaled into 15. So I could have scaled into more contracts. Like I said, to have gotten my goal quicker. But don't forget when you do that. So I'm going to remove these, and this is just an example so you can see. Um, I am going to sell right now, and let me turn off the executions because I don't want that in my way. So I want to turn those off. All right. So I'm going to put a stop loss up here around 300, and then I'm going to put a take profit. I'm trying to do the same ratio, 850 something. It's going to have it there. So I can add here. So watch my number. So I'm at 300 and 858. If I add six, is it going to let me? Now I got 12. Instead of three, whatever it was, now it's at 561. And this is like a contract point two on the NQ side. So yeah, I can make 1700, but I'm also risking more to lose. If I add another six, now this becomes 800, 2600. So yes, your potential profit increases, but so does the amount that you're risking is also increasing. So and I don't want this to mess up my good little stats for today, messing me up. Now I'm down the other way, but y'all get it. But this is what I want you to see. So you can increase your contract size. I can decide I don't want to do that. I'm only going, what am I, 18? I'm going to do 20. So I'm going to go ahead and add two more. So now I'm risking 865 to make 3,005. This is roughly the same 72 points. If it came back down, it's the same 72 points, same ratio. Numbers are different because now I'm in two NQ contracts on the NQ side. But the nice thing about being on the MNQ, I can sell five, I can sell 10, I can sell 15. I don't have to sell all my contracts. If I'm on on NQ side, I only have two. So I'm either going to sell one or two. Over here, I can scale out. So I kind of like trading MNQ better than NQ. It allows me the ability to scale up and to scale out. So that's one of the things I like about it. So I hope this has been educational for you. Love to hear your comments in the comment section, and I will definitely come back and reply. But this was just, this started with me pointing out, um, I guess I can get rid of our little bear right now. And I'm going to close this out. um, Me saying that this was a head and shoulders, and I had two different necklines, and which one is the real one. I was looking for price to pull back into this line here, which it has done so far, and continue to move up. So I'm looking for the double bottom here. And the double bottom could be a lower right bottom, it could be even, it could be a higher right bottom. Either or, it's the same thing. So don't look for double bottoms to be completely perfect. They could be lower, they could be equal, they could be higher. Um, and so literally I would stay in this trade to the upside until it looks like it's reversing. Because once again, remember, I told you I did not get in at the right place. That's not where I was supposed to enter. So never get it twisted. When you enter where you're not supposed to, the chance of the trade not working in your favor is high. So always remember that. That one did, but it doesn't mean it will in the future. So because I missed my initial entry, um, I should have waited for my entry to get in and take the trade. So my entry still hasn't come up yet. So I don't have an entry to, like I said, it would be down somewhere down in here is where I would be looking to get in. It like I said, price can come a little short, so a higher low, it could be equal, or it can come down here. This was just our example explaining support is an area, a range, not just that line. And you guys got a whole lot of information. You got song, dance, crying, singing, all kinds of stuff. I really hope this was helpful and look forward to hearing your comments, reading your comments. And you guys take care. Thanks a lot. Welcome back. I am excited that you have watched the video so far. And what I'm doing here is to go back and look at what happened after the video stopped. We're going to do some reminders of what actually happened and see if price really went back like I thought it would, and then proceeded to go back up. So come on, let's get started. Okay, so what we have right here is a screenshot of what the market was looking like prior to, I have to click on it, prior to me actually hitting the 858 target. So my entry was 24,600, take profit was 24,000, 574, and take profit was 672. So a lot of times if I'm in the same range, what I will do is just call out the last three numbers, just so you know. Okay, y'all. So this is actually a screenshot of right before it hit my profit target of 858. And so what I want to show is I entered at 650. I normally drop the 24 if we're all in the same. If the 24 is the same for all, I drop it. So 650 is where I entered. 574 was my stop loss, and 672 was my take profit. So this was right before the take profit was hit. So I wanted to talk about that one. And then this is the screenshot um, basically right before I got offline. So we had come up here, it had hit my take profit, and I was telling you guys that I missed my entry because I actually started recording a little bit later, but I had missed my entry, and so I was waiting for a pullback to be able to get in again. So we're going to pick up from where this left off and kind of see what happened here. So I'm going to run replay. And this is basically where we were. So I have replay on. This is where we were when basically I stopped recording. So this is around 11:30 a.m. We have been in consolidation since 10:20 a.m. And if I go to the 5 minute, this is right here where that started. We had to move up. I told you guys that it was probably going to pull back. I had missed my entry down here, and I took a rogue trade that I was not supposed to take. And I was on a wish and a prayer, and you had to deal with me singing and trying to cheer these little candlesticks on in order to get there and take profit. So yeah, so here we are back on the 30 minute, and this is where we left off. So I am going to go bar by bar to look at what actually happened. So there's our next bar. So we got a little pullback here. This is the next 30-minute bar. So I needed to get back around somewhere, I'm gonna say around here, guesstimating somewhere around there, 476.75. um I'll go a little further. Let's say 460, roughly 458, because that's where it is. So roughly around 458. Remember, we talked about support and resistance being an area, not a line. So around 458-ish is where I was looking to kind of get back in. So we're going to go the next bar. So we are moving back. And where does it hit? Oops, I want to pause that. So this is where it hits, roughly that 458.50. And we push off. This was my second entry. So if you remember, I talked about a head and shoulders being a left shoulder, a head. We can have multiple right shoulders. It breaks down, it comes back up. we break down again, and then we go higher. Hopefully, okay, good. I can move this whole thing. So I'm going to push this up. So as you can see, this area is this area. We have the breakdown, which is this fall here, the move back up, the move back up here. We have the pullback. There's the pullback. And then now I'm looking for it to go up higher. We haven't done that part yet. We're about like right here so far. So it's not a complete double bottom yet. It's not actually confirmed. And don't remember, double bottoms can be a higher low, a lower low, or equal lows. All of them are double bottoms. So we'll have to wait until the market is actually open. It is 6:16 p.m. Eastern time, and the market opens at 6 p.m. So this candle here, oh no, I don't, I have extended on. It should be open. I'm not seeing it, but all right, because this is saying 4 p.m. Unless this candle, I don't see it, but the market should be open. But all right. So basically, we got the pullback. This would have been my second entry, which I actually did take. And I took it up there. So what I want to show you is the market opened at 9:30, which was here. So from here to here is 161 points. So from this candle to the top of this candle was 256 points. Oops. I'm adding this on my calculator over here. And then from the top back down to here was roughly 246 points. And then from here back over to here was roughly 191 points. This was at 854 point day. Not bad price action. It was giving some really nice swings. And not saying, I don't want you to ever think I'm saying you could have made all 854 points. Probably not, but it was a nice day to catch these swings if you were able to. So nice trading day range. So this is basically the recap so we can see if what we thought was going to happen happened. Now we do not have confirmation that this is a double bottom until we break this area here, and once we get above there, then that will be confirmation of the double bottom. It's got to break and close above there. So once we get above 698.25 ish, that will be confirmation. And then we can potentially look for price to come back up and test this level here. Because remember, we had two necklines. We had one here, and then we also had one up here. So that one needs to test. And that from the high of here to here is about 188 points. So not a bad move um, right there. So that is our recap. I hope this was helpful. This is just one pattern. And guys, these patterns do not always work out that way. Patterns fail. This one just happened to have worked out. So when you trade patterns, when you trade anything, you always have to make sure you keep your stop loss in place and knowing that it could potentially fail and not work the way it's supposed to work. Remember, the only thing that's right in the market is the market price, wherever it is. So whatever we think has no bearing on the market. So I hope this was helpful. You guys take care, and I will thank y'all for hanging out with me today, doing a little trading. I hope this was beneficial and helpful to you. You learned about a head and shoulders pattern, how it goes from a head and shoulders to a double bottom. Now, we have not confirmed that double bottom yet. So you learned about a pattern. You also learned what not to do, which was begin a trade in the middle of a trade already in existence. So that was a what not to do. So lots of things I hope you learned from this. I would love to hear any of your comments. So please comment in the comment section, ask me any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. But in the meantime, if you want to learn how I can predict these levels, where price may go, and how they react at those levels, come on over and join BGTU Ultimate Trading Course. I show you how to do all that in 5 easy steps. It's a one time fee for lifetime access. So come on over. We'll be happy to have you.